Welcome to the Honolulu Cheese Podcast, the pretty much #1 NFC North podcast. I'm your host, Matt. Joining me as always, my co-hosts, Ryan and Moran. Fellas, question. Did we all make a mistake leaving Sam Darnold off of our preseason top 10 quarterbacks list? Let's discuss. Ryan?
Yes.
Moran?
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be
Sam
the second.
Darnold isn't a top 10 quarterback. I was fucking with you guys.
No, he is.
Why not? He's
Because
playing like
he isn't. He's playing awesome. But I'd still put him in probably like the 12 to like 16 range.
So Mahomes makes Super Bowls and he's the greatest of all time, but Darnold makes them, and come on.
A fair rebuttal, Ryan. If he goes to like 5 more in a row, I will amend this take, to be clear. But right now, I think maybe we're a little soon
To be
crown
fair,
him.
though, I did underrate Sam Darnold heading into this year because the Lions broke him at the end of last year. To be fair.
I think everyone kind of did. But yeah, welcome in, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in. Honolulu Cheese at your service. So conference championship weekend in the books. We've got a Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl rematch. A Super Bowl I remember very fondly. Quick story. I was at my buddy's house and my work day got called off because there was a huge snowstorm in Chicago around the end of the first quarter. I got so hammered, I fell through his 6-month-old daughter's like swing thing. She was not in it and no one was hurt. So don't worry about that. But Pat's Seahawks, we're onto it.
Did you try to sit in the swing and get swung for a little bit?
No. I just biffed it, dog.
We've all done it, bro. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
It looks super comfy.
Not this time. If they made those swings for adults, I would purchase one.
Bro, I said the same thing to Steph when we were getting, when we had Amelia. I was like, bro, they need an adult-sized version of this. I think they have it. I think they're called hammocks or something, but they're just not as cool. They're just not.
You like hammock or hammock? I like hammock.
Who says hammock?
People are saying.
In Chicago say that?
I don't know. I think it's just people.
People with half a brain, probably.
Could be. Could be. But yeah, conference championship weekend. We could start, with the first game, go a little chronologically. Denver, New England. It was a close game. I don't know that I'd classify it as a great game. It felt like everyone was playing just not to lose, especially in the second half.
I have something to say about that game.
Good thing you have a podcast.
Well, yeah, not only that, but like Sean Payton is literally skinny Mike McCarthy. The love that Sean Payton gets and the hate that McCarthy gets, and I'm bringing up McCarthy because obviously he's a head coach again, but they're literally the same guy. The way Sean Payton coached that conference championship game was so strange and so like he just looked lost.
Okay, hang on. I think I disagree with you, but what decisions are you talking about?
Well, first of all, you got a backup quarterback.
You're not taking the points up 7-0.
Correct. You're up 7-0.
That was a mistake.
You don't take the points. Your defense is playing well. And then, like, there wasn't one play in the game where it looks like he made anything easier on his quarterback. Like, you know how sometimes you coach your quarterback to easy plays, like bootlegs, this, that. I know it was snowing, but it was only snowing in the fourth. They look like shit for the first 3 quarters, if we're being real. And then, like, you're calling a rollout to your quarterback in your own, like, zone. That gave the Patriots 7 free points. Sean Payton got out-coached that game. It's very simple to say that.
But so I don't disagree that the offense was just terrible with or without a backup quarterback. And Denver's offense has kind of been mid all year anyway. Like, they've underperformed. Like, they have good players. I like Bo Nix a lot. I like Cortland Sutton.
That's the thing that's bothering me. Like, Sean Payton, the guru.
Yes.
For you to say that your offense has underperformed, that's a problem.
But Sean Payton, all these things we're saying, got them the 1 seed. He got them within a few points of the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. And where does the blame go with Joe Lombardi?
$88 million of dead money on the cap from the Russell Wilson contract this season.
That's the impressive part. But we talked about Denver and New England this year, about their lame ass schedules and how bad it was. I'm not saying
as bad as New England.
I'm not saying you're going to take credit away from them, but like we can run through the schedule and be like, who'd they really beat? You can do that with New England too. Everyone's saying New England had the easiest path to a Super Bowl ever.
Well, they did, like, statistically.
But they got to the Super Bowl.
No, 100%.
So who cares? You can only play who you play.
I agree. You play your schedule.
We can't hold it against Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson when they run into Mahomes and say that they're overrated because they haven't been to a Super Bowl. And then when a team gets to a Super Bowl, be like, well, they didn't play anybody.
No, nothing against the Patriots. I'm more just talking Sean Payton for how much of a guru he is. I just think that offense this year should have been a lot better. And then after the game, to scapegoat Joe Lombardi when we all know Joe Lombardi doesn't make the play calls. And then on top of that, you go and talk about Bo Nix's amount of surgeries. By the way, Bo Nix came at Sean Payton. I don't know if you guys seen that. It's not looking good in Denver right now for a few things. It's not all peachy there. I just think Sean Payton handled things very incorrectly the whole game.
So you think Joe Lombardi was a total scapegoat, that he doesn't have anything to do with play calling?
1,000%.
I just think that the Broncos wanted to promote Davis Webb and keep him, so they fired Joe Lombardi because no one gives a fuck about Joe Lombardi and he sucks and he's just like a Sean Payton hanger on for the last 10 years. And he was like, yo, I got to keep Davis Webb. He's like an up and coming guy in the league that people want. So I think that was all that Joe Lombardi.
But if you're Davis Webb, would you even take that job? I would have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If I didn't have a chance to call plays anywhere and I could learn under Sean Payton, I absolutely would.
Well, can I just read a direct quote from Lombardi about being scapegoated? Someone asked him about that, and he said, quote, well, we made it to the AFC Championship. I don't know why there needs to be a scapegoat, so I'm not sure what I'm being scapegoated for. I thought it was a good season, so no, I didn't feel like that in any way. I just think Payton wanted to go in another direction, is what he said, end quote.
I mean, they've been boys forever. Joe Lombardi's not going to bust toss Sean Payton. When Davis Webb gets a head coaching job after next year, Joe Lombardi will be back. He'll have some advisory role. He'll be getting paid. Moran, but I don't disagree with your original point that Sean Payton.
You're right, Sean McCarthy. That's perfect.
Sean Payton, Mike McCarthy, and Mike Tomlin are all the same person. They're just 100%. The Spider-Man meme pointing at each other.
100%.
And Mike McCarthy, just people think you're dumb if you have a fat face. It happens to me. It happens to a lot of people.
You don't have a fat face, man. You really don't.
No, I don't have a fat face, Ryan. When I see someone with a fat face saying something, I'm like, how true can that really be? Look at this guy's face. That can't be right.
Well, fuck you. I feel like I'm personally attacked.
No, I'm talking like, he's a big guy. You're like, no, Mike, go have another Oreo or something.
Like, real quick, with you saying that, like, just in the NFL world, how highly respected is Sean Payton, Tomlin, and then McCarthy? Like, if you rank them, the hate on McCarthy is nuts.
Yeah.
So you say that, and I feel like I agree with you. Like, the perception among fans is like that, but the guy's getting a third head coaching opportunity. There's not a lot of guys who get that. So, like, he's clearly at least somewhat respected around the league.
But you know what all these guys are, though? They're like, it's not the home run hire. It's just the one who isn't going to fall flat on his face. None of these coaches we're naming right now are going to pull an Urban Meyer and just be a dumpster fire from the get-go. They're all going to hold it down. Right? Like, they're going to win games. They're going to win 9 or 10 games a year and get you at least in the dance, and maybe magic happens and you're in the show. Like, that's all it really is.
But let me bring up one other name, since they both got hired the same coach in Carousel. Why is John Harbaugh talked about like he's a savior, and Mike McCarthy is like, Steelers got Mike McCarthy? That's my point.
This I don't understand, and I agree with Moran on this one. I think this comes down to like not being the big market team. Like, Mike McCarthy was in Dallas for a long time. Any coach in Dallas, as long as you don't make an NFC Championship game, which he didn't, we all know, is going to get shredded no matter how successful you are in the regular season. Baltimore has like this aura around it where they've just been so like pretty good for a long enough time with a couple Super Bowls in between that I think they just have a highly respected organization, and Harbaugh was just the face of that for a really long time.
I think the answer, Baron, that you're looking for is coaches like John Harbaugh and Mike McCarthy right now, depending on their coordinator hires, they feel like floor raisers. They don't feel like ceiling raisers. The Steelers aren't a franchise where you're like, you know how like the Giants were like, dude, the Giants are a disaster. The Jets, the Cardinals. There's teams that are just a disaster where we're like, we need them to hire an adult. Because if they get an adult, like maybe they can start moving in the right direction. The Steelers have had an adult at head coach. So like to move on from Mike Tomlin, which the McCarthy hire makes me think more and more that it was Tomlin's choice to leave and not the Steelers, because like you're not firing Mike Tomlin with no plan to hire Mike McCarthy. So like it's just it's uninspiring. But if Mike McCarthy got hired as the coach of the Cardinals, I'd be like, oh, dude, that's a great hire for the Cardinals.
Right.
Like Mike McCarthy, he's an adult. The Cardinals are a disaster. That makes sense. Like get him back on the right track. So I think that's like the long and the short answer of why John Harbaugh's hiring is celebrated, because the Giants are a dumpster fire. They need an adult. The Steelers are the Steelers. They need a guy who can raise the ceiling. They don't need to go 10-7 and lose in the first round of the playoffs. They know how to do that. They've done it every year for 10 years.
You think the McCarthy hire had anything to do with A-Rod?
Yeah.
Or is that too short-sighted?
100%.
No, absolutely not.
Why not? Of course it did.
No, I just think they were like, there's no other head coaching candidates we're super impressed with. This guy's from Pittsburgh. He's a professional.
When they lose their playoff game, A-Rod says, I'm retiring. They still hire McCarthy?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think going in a completely different direction. Not that A-Rod has that much time left to have that big of a difference.
That's
but like
the thing.
it helps to make the
McCarthy
choice
for 1 year of A-Rod?
No, it's not only that. It's McCarthy's, like you said, he's not a ceiling raiser. It's a stopgap, and while he's that stopgap, bring A-Rod with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Steelers, like, they don't need another year of A-Rod. They need to reset. They need to be bad. They need to find a quarterback.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but they're not bringing McCarthy on to start over. I'm telling you, they'd rather be first-round Steelers and lose. I promise you that.
That's what their whole organization is. How many times have the Steelers truly been bad?
Never.
Like in our lifetime?
Never.
Right? So, I mean, and Aaron Rodgers is just the quarterback version of I need an adult at this point. He's not going to win any MVPs or Super Bowls. Well, unless Moran thought so before the offseason last year, but that's a totally different story. But really, like, he's going to hold it down. He's going to throw some touchdowns, and he's going to, he's going to be fine.
He's going to get rid of the ball in under 0.2 seconds, not take any hits because he's old.
Yeah.
Old guys don't like taking hits. Yeah. Back to Denver, New England. A lot of chatter after that fourth quarter and, a 10-7 game in the conference championship about, I've been seeing on the old Twitter sphere about how conference championship games like the Super Bowl should be held at a neutral site. I think that is the worst idea since, we let women vote. That's a joke. That's a joke, guys. Nobody take that serious. I'm just kidding about that. Love the ladies out there.
We do have some female listeners. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to women's suffrage. Shout out to our female audience. But no, I just think that's a stupid idea. I love weather and football.
Matt, here's the dumbest thing about that point. So if you are the 1 seed and you get home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
You get it for a game.
You get it for one game, and then you go to a neutral site in the conference championship, and then the Super Bowl. Get real. Those people don't use their brains.
They might as well put yellow flags on the teams, too, and stop playing tackle.
Yeah, no.
Honestly. Right. Well, we need every conference championship indoors on AstroTurf. I'm good.
All right. So we're all on the same page there. And then
You wasted like 2 minutes of my life with that
Yeah.
topic.
This is a
People
man
were
show.
asking. I'm
No,
just
just
asking.
We're playing
I'm messing with
outdoors.
you.
Get real.
Yeah, this is a man show.
As made
There's-
clear by Matt's potentially sexist opinions and views.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It is what it is. And then we touched.
It was fun doing this podcast, guys.
Wait till the Swifties get a hold of this one. And yeah, my last note I had on the game, I just put, are the Patriots good? Because there was that funny graphic of who did the Patriots beat this year? Fired coach, fired coach, fired coach, Jets, NFC South, fired coach, fired coach. Like, it was objectively funny, but they're in the Super Bowl. They beat 3 of the top 5 defenses on the way to the Super Bowl. Do we think the Patriots are good?
I think we're going to look back on this Super Bowl in a few years and say, how the fuck did that team make the Super Bowl?
For both.
Honestly.
For both.
I like the Seahawks. I legitimately think the Seahawks are probably the best team in the NFC. I don't think that for the Patriots at all. I don't.
I don't agree with that. What's crazy, and like I was thinking about this the other day, if the Lions made the playoffs and played Seattle, I would put my money on Detroit.
Why?
Just in a playoff game. I don't know.
Where are they playing? You know my question. Seattle? Bet the Hawks?
We don't
Ford
do well in
Field?
Seattle at all.
Bro,
We never have.
I just don't think, like, I think Seattle just played the right teams. Like, you smashed San Fran, yeah, but San Fran was...
Ron, the Rams were unequivocally the second best team in the NFC.
Yeah,
probably the second best team in the NFL. But the best team in the NFL for the majority of this year.
100%. But what was Ryan talking about last week about the Rams?
They've been playing like trash for a month.
Yeah, Stafford was playing like garbage for 6 weeks.
They were.
So, like, I don't want to take away from the Seahawks because I think I'm not going to tell you what I think is going to happen in the Super Bowl, but I think both these teams are 2 of the worst Super Bowl teams ever, which doesn't matter. You made the Super Bowl, like you said. If one of them wins it, well, one of them is going to win it, obviously. It's just we're going to look back in a couple of years, and these teams might not see the Super Bowl in, not even the Super Bowl. They might not even see a conference championship game in the next 10 years. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
I think the Seahawks had the best offseason of any team I can remember in recent history. They got rid of their starting quarterback. He went to a team that is picking number 1 in the draft. They got compensation for him. Mm-hmm. They traded away their number 1 wide receiver only to have their number 2 wide receiver turn into the best wide receiver on the planet. They drafted a safety in round 2 who completely unlocked what they're able to do on defense. The Seahawks are legit awesome. Like,
don't forget about their starting lineman they drafted, Zabel, and
they drafted Gray Zabel.
That's what I wanted.
And their undrafted center, who's balling.
Like,
don't forget picking up Sam Darnold, which was
exactly, dude. And we came on this podcast after Sam Darnold signed with the Seahawks. We should find the clip and post it. And we were like, I don't know, man. Sam Darnold behind that line over Geno, like, seems like a lateral move. I guess they got a little younger at quarterback. Like, not a great day to be holding the Geno bags like I'm holding, but I digress. But I'm super impressed with the Seahawks. I mean, it's just like you hire Mike McDonald before last season because you're like, we're in this division with McVay and Shanahan, and we like need a guy who has answers on defense for this offensive scheme that no one can stop. You beat those teams on the way to the Super Bowl. It's poetry.
And remind me,
not be romantic.
2 years ago, did they fire Pete Carroll or did Pete Carroll step down like a Mike Tomlin-esque move? Do you guys remember?
That was more their idea than his.
That's what I thought. So that's where this whole thing.
He would have been coaching the Raiders this year.
That's where this whole thing really started, right? Like you finally let go of this coach who, again, like Tomlin, like Harbaugh, like all these guys we're talking about, won years ago and has been mediocre ever since. And that takes balls to do as an organization because you want to hang on to these guys so bad because they mean so much to you. Don't be afraid to move on. And yeah, it might blow up in your face, whatever. But guess what? Mike McDonald looks like a top 5 coach in the NFL right now, easily.
What's funny is when they hired Mike McDonald, I remember people saying on Twitter and stuff, how are they hiring a defensive guy? Shouldn't they have to keep up with these offenses? Their offense isn't going to be able to keep up and blah, blah, blah.
Hell
like,
yeah.
No, they did it.
Good for them. Like, that's insightful. Shout out to their GM, dude. He should win Executive of the Year. Mike 100%. McDonald should win Coach of the Year.
Yeah. Who's their GM?
John Schneider?
Where'd he come from?
I'm assuming Green Bay with the way you're asking.
Who's New England's GM?
Elliot Wolf?
Where'd he come from?
Definitely Green Bay.
Thank you.
That's a pretty impressive pull off the dome to get both of those.
That is pretty impressive.
That's been circulating Packers Twitter for all weeks.
Not even that. It makes me sick,
I only go on Packers Twitter when they melt down and lose to the Bears.
I love Goody. I really do. But when Schneider was available to like promote, I have no idea why we did it. I still don't know.
I think you guys do what we do, bro. You guys love the people in your organization,
ago, right, Moran? So who was still around then? Because it wasn't Goody then.
Goody's been around forever.
But it wasn't when like Schneider got the Seahawks job. Gutekunst hadn't gotten promoted yet.
No,
right?
not yet. We still had Thompson.
Thompson.
But like the guy was aging, bro. Like it was time for us to move on, and we just wouldn't move on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Gutekunst has done a bad job. To be fair,
either.
I just think, John Schneider, like, it was the couple stats I saw about the Seahawks that were like, wow, first GM ever to bring 2 teams to the Super Bowl with a different head coach and none of the same players. And then the other one I saw was Mike McDonald is trying to become the first head coach to win the Super Bowl as a defensive play caller, which I thought was interesting. And
that's crazy. That's never happened before.
I feel like that's not true.
Yeah,
I was with you, but I like ran through the list and like,
isn't
Belichick didn't call plays?
See, that's like so like
he did.
Belichick didn't call plays,
right? Sure. Yeah, that's like a definite.
Matty Patty, bro.
And then what do you call it? What's his name? When Tomlin won it, wasn't Tomlin the DC for Pittsburgh?
That's a good pull.
I
don't remember.
I think that's a false stat. It's got to be. I'm
gonna look it up. When they won, they still had Dick LeBeau though in Pittsburgh. I feel like, and he was probably calling plays forever.
Dick LeBeau was with Tomlin.
Dick LeBeau's been there for 65 years.
Yeah,
he was there.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right.
That's definitely it. But you guys want to talk about homegrown talent? Just get whoever Michigan has a defensive coordinator. Mike McDonald, Jesse Minter. Welcome to Baltimore. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Michigan grew these guys on trees the past 5 years.
I know that Harbaugh.
It's also really easy to look good as a defensive coordinator with Michigan when you know what's coming. So,
well, clearly that carried over. That's a terrible argument in this case. The other thing I thought of is I don't know, like where you guys are rooting, Super Bowl, whatever. At this point, it feels impossible not to just be happy and root for Sam Darnold for all the shit that dude's been through.
Agreed.
Like him winning a Super Bowl would be so awesome for like it would also get a lot of guys in the future second and third chances, which would be bad for a lot of teams, I'm sure. But man, shout out to him. That's freaking awesome.
Bro, if that's not already happening with him and Baker Mayfield's resurgence, like, bro, it's not the player. It's the coaches and the organization that you're in. The only player that got a second chance really that fell flat on his face is your former quarterback, Matt, Justin Fields. And guess what? He went to the worst organization, so I can't even say that he's legitimately awful because he might be good still. Who knows?
I feel like saying
Bears and Jets is
depending on the team makes you a good quarterback. I agree with you most of the time. But let's give Sam Darnold his flowers. He won 14 games back-to-back, and he's fucking balling.
I am giving him his flowers. I'm saying he was a good player all along, but he was hamstringed by terrible places.
I get that, but you're also like making it sound like because he went to the Seahawks, Sam Darnold's just that dude, bro. I really like Sam Darnold. The crazy thing about
Sam Darnold is I felt like when I was watching Seahawks Rams, I was like, you know who looks like they believe in Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold looks like he believes in Sam Darnold finally.
And since this is a local touch, and a lot of people from Michigan listen to us, obviously, I'm driving to work today. Well, no, I'm driving home from work, I should say. And Mike Valenti's comparing Sam Darnold to Trent Dilfer. Where is that comparison coming from?
That's crazy.
Trent Dilfer had I think 8 interceptions in the Super Bowl run and 2 touchdowns. And obviously, I'm exaggerating on the numbers, but I don't understand the comparison.
Dilfer is the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, guy in a new team, taking a new team to a Super Bowl. It's a lazy comparison, but
it is, but you can't skate past that because he's making that comparison to say Sam Darnold's talent is akin to Trent Dilfer, and that's just not true.
I just think he's making it to say, and I didn't hear the comments, but I just think he's making it to say he's along for the ride more so than
which
driving
he's not.
the bus.
He is the ride.
Which I don't agree with. Yeah,
but I'm so sick of it. Wait, hang on a minute. I'm so sick of every non-mobile and non-flashy quarterback just being a system guy and all this bullshit.
Oh, it's funny. Sam Darnold is not non-mobile. Sam Darnold can move, bro. He's one of the best throwers on the run in the league.
He can move, but he's not a running, scrambling quarterback. You know what I'm talking about. He's not your Lamar. He's not your Mahomes. He's not your Josh Allen. All these guys they're the only quarterbacks who are good enough to carry teams. When these guys are pinpoint accuracy and making these throws on the run or whatever, and they don't get credit because they're statuesque or they sit back in the pocket. It's bullshit.
You're not ready for this conversation. I know Matt's not. Tom Brady was carried to Super Bowls too. Don't worry.
Oh my God, bro!
I mean, probably some. Yeah, early in his career, sure.
Carried how? When you say carried, that means he wasn't good enough to win.
When they in 2002 when they played the Rams, I don't really think Brady was doing a lot of heavy lifting there. That first couple runs
against Green Bay and Tampa Bay when he threw 4 picks and still made it to the Super Bowl. You guys forgot about that?
I mean, the Packers just choke. That's what they do. Yeah, he probably was the Packers will just choke this away. I don't really need to do anything.
When he hit Scotty for 60 yards right before halftime and basically turned the whole game around, when you guys inexplicably left that wide receiver open, what were they thinking? That Tom Brady?
Or get that field goal.
Oh, my God, bro.
Oh, I love watching
I can see the trauma on Ron's face just walking through. Amazing. But you can't do that. You can't. No, you can't say that.
We'll have that conversation after the Super Bowl. Don't worry.
Ron found a way to hate on Michigan and Tom Brady within 6 minutes. It's actually impressive. Good for you, Ron.
All right. So quick Super Bowl pick. Who do we like? I think I saw Seahawks -4.5. Or should we give our official picks next week?
Next week.
Yeah, let's do it next week. Tune in.
I like it. And next week, so I don't forget, I want to go through if we had a vote for NFL awards, who we would vote for. And I'm going to go back to our awards preview episode, and we're going to see if anybody got their predictions right or if they're sticking with their original.
Okay.
How about that?
I love it.
So do that. Ryan, so we talked a little bit about the Drew Petzing hire last week. I also saw the Lions are added. I don't know what his job title is, but they added
Nobody does.
Mike Kafka.
The Lions don't even know, Matt. He's just here. He's in the cafeteria somewhere.
It seems like
they're just trying to hire the most bald people in America.
Hire me, Detroit. Look,
I think the Titans are giving you guys a run for your money with Bob Saleh and Brian Daboll.
I forgot about Dable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Hey, you think
Ryan, that seems like
run.
You think Bob Saleh's wife is having another kid as we speak? Did you guys
Dude,
see that
I
picture?
saw. Do they have 8 kids?
Yeah.
Robert Saleh has 8 kids?
Yes. Shout out to Mrs. Saleh. What a warrior.
Smudla. Literally.
She's been pregnant since the Bush administration. Fucking Christ. But Ryan, that's kind of fun. Petzing, Kafka, that's got to make you feel decent.
It's interesting because Kafka was on the list of, OC interviews that we actually knew about. And I remember, I was like, okay, if we get Kafka, I'll be fine with that. He did a good enough job in New York. He's bald. What's not to love? But then we got Petzing, and it was a very lukewarm hire or whatever. We talked about it. But I think it's kind of like redemption. Okay. We're starting to build up our staff a little bit. We lost so many coaches last year, so now bringing in these familiar names, it's kind of nice. I hope he's a passing game coordinator, but I don't know if we'll know his title before September, the way this thing's going. So
That would make sense logistically. Petzing overseas installs the run game, calls plays.
100%.
Kafka's more on the passing side.
And I wonder if this was the plan all along when they hired Petzing, because he has had his own struggles. So maybe, they were going to supplement the move with Kafka all along. I could see Dan thinking down the road like that. He's not just a muscly freak. He's smart.
Shout out to Dan.
Did you guys see, by the way? I'm sorry. A survey came out today. ESPN's top coaches of the last 5 years. You guys know who was number one?
Sean McVay.
Dan Campbell.
Well, it should have been Sean McVay, but good for him.
How does I'm not going to waste my time. I'm literally not going to waste my time. I'm not doing it.
It was the official Emmanuel Acho best coaches of the last 5 years list.
No, I'm not going to lie. Just so you guys know that I'm not a homer. I'm not going to lie. They brought up this survey on the radio. They had people guess. I swear to God, I went 7. That was my honest, non-biased as much as I could opinion on where he would fall. He got
was
number
McVay
1.
number 2.
Sirianni was number 2.
I mean, I don't really know what to
he's
do
got a
about
Super
this
Bowl.
list. I mean, that's good.
It looks rough right
2 of
now,
them.
but he was killing it. Yeah.
We just want to say this: Dan Campbell's the 4th best coach in Detroit.
Oh man, I heard this too recently. Right?
I don't know who the
recency
other 3
bias
coaches in Detroit are.
Oh,
Who's
they're all
the coach
killing
of the
it.
Pistons?
So you have JB Bickerstaff, who might be the best coach in Detroit right now. Actually, is probably the best coach with the Pistons doing what they're doing. You have AJ Hinch for the Tigers, who's made the playoffs 2 years in a row and won 2 playoff series. And you have McClellan for the Red Wings, who are sitting in first in their conference, who is fantastic.
The Red Wings are in first too?
Come on, man.
Man, I got
LGRW, baby. Let's go.
I gotta get my paper out and start
Never
checking
miss
the
a game.
standings.
Yeah, no,
Jesus.
the Wings are killing it. The Wings and Pistons, man. It's a great time.
What a
The
time to be
Lions
alive.
died for this. This is what happened these past few months.
Ryan, you guys didn't die from anything. You didn't do anything.
We died so the Pistons and Red
Nat-
Wings could
We
live.
just call that natural causes, I think. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before
You
we
can't
move
die if
on,
you never lived.
I did want to throw out here. I saw this. We've referenced them before. Section 344 Lions on Twitter. So I thought this was interesting. Bottom 10 odds to win the Super Bowl next season: Giants, Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Titans, Browns, Jets, Raiders, Dolphins, Cardinals. Interesting list. Why do I bring it up? The Lions play 8 of these teams in 2026. So 4th place schedule, get those pitchforks out. Ryan doesn't believe in the Patriots. Wait till next year when the Lions start 3-0.
I didn't say I don't believe in the Patriots.
He'll start telling you how good they are. I already know what's going to happen next year,
this
bro.
is propaganda. I never said I don't believe in the Patriots.
Just gonna tear them down. Put that in your memory bank, Moran. The Lions weren't the only team making coaching moves, though, Moran. I think I said Moran. It's 10-15.
Moran, you put us together. We're one pretty decent guy, I would say.
I like that. But Moran, the Packers, they hired Jonathan Gannon to replace Jeff Hafley, got hired by the Dolphins we saw last week. And then I saw today the Eagles hired Sean Mannion. Kind of surprising, I would say, like an up-and-comer for sure, but I certainly felt to me like the Eagles were going to go with someone with previous play calling experience just because everything's always a disaster there. But Moran, thoughts on the Jonathan Gannon hire, losing Hafley and Mannion?
So Hafley was a given. I'm kind of in the middle about Jonathan Gannon, and people are talking. What made me feel better about this is people were talking about how the Cardinals' defense in general was ranked low with Gannon as the coach. Well, so were the Broncos when Vic Fangio was the head coach. So look that up. I think the Broncos were floating between 20 and 25 for 2 of his years, and then they were dead last in his 3rd year there. So not worried about that. I do like the additional hires the Packers made. They stole the Bills' defensive coordinator. He's now our not special teams coach. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a Babbage, right?
Yeah, Babbage.
Bob.
You wish you were your special
Bobby?
teams coach.
Bro, I don't know what's going on there.
He's still there, right?
Yes.
To your knowledge?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not leaving.
I just don't understand.
And then
They've been waiting for him to leave.
And then we hired Virginia Tech's defensive coordinator to coach our linebackers. So got three defensive coordinators on the staff, which is nice.
Yeah, because obviously, like, losing Halfley was great. And controversial maybe, but like Jonathan Gannon looked great when he had good players and looked bad when he had bad players. So give him great players again, and I bet he figures it out.
That's the thing. Defense is like everyone thinks that the Robert Saleh thing is going to happen where you just plug people in and they dominate. Saleh got exposed his last game as the DC because it catches up to you. You have to have good players for long-term success. It's a very obvious thing.
You got to have somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make a fucking play.
Correct. So I think with what we have, I think it's going to work out well. Gannon's specialty is playing 3 safeties, which we have 3 very good safeties.
Oh, that's nice.
I think Nakobe Dean is a future Packer. I think that's very obvious. We're going to sign him.
Go Dogs.
And I like it. Somehow we're going to find a way to keep Nixon, which is going to make me sick, but
it's going to make you sick.
Isn't he touch them all? Isn't he your guy though? Keyshawn Nixon? Versace found him. Bro.
So listen.
That's the whole reason he's here.
I love Nixon. I don't love
Richard or Keyshawn.
I hate you.
or Trot.
I am not a crook.
I don't like Nixon as a number 1. I said that before the season. Nixon is a good corner if he's not number 1. You want to keep him on the team, you better go get a legit corner. And, brother, if you don't want to play special teams, you're not playing on this team. It took you 19 weeks to decide, when we play the Bears in the playoffs, I'm ready to return kicks. Like, grow up. You're not that guy.
All right. So just like...
real quick about Mannion. I'm sorry. Losing Mannion is a huge loss. That guy is an offensive genius. Like, everyone sees it. But there was no room for him. He had to expand. He's not going to stay a quarterback coach. And
so give him the Eagles skill players, and he's a head coach after next season.
Also,
probably.
For the Jalen Hurts truthers, there's a reason they hired the best QB coach in football. Because Jalen Hurts isn't that good. But carry on.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. That's all he is.
He plays good in the Super Bowl.
So, someone said this take in our chat that Matt's not a part of. Jalen Hurts will be out of the NFL within 3 years. Matt, what do you think?
I mean, thank God I'm not in this other chat because these morons can't fucking read. I don't even know what to say.
Oh man, because they're talking about carry. They think he's completely carried.
Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I agree.
Ryan, out of the league in 3 years.
I'm not the one who said it. I do say some dumb shit in there. That was not me.
Who's a quarterback that won a Super Bowl and was out of the league in 3 years though? Same team.
Nick Foles.
Foles?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Foles wasn't chosen for that position. He was thrust into it.
I'm just saying it's not like impossible.
I also don't think he was out of the league in 3 years. I think he was on the Bears 3 years later, throwing picks.
He wasn't doing anything of meaning 3 years later. But yes, out of the league is crazy.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, like,
yeah, it is.
You don't think they'll have him back up the next Lamar or something?
Out of the league is crazy.
I think he'll be starting in 3 years. I think out of the league is insanity.
Yeah, I think he'll probably just be starting for the Eagles in 3 years. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the final thought, Moran, I had there was just obviously you lose a guy like Jeff Halfley. You know, it's hard to see the Packers, like, being better, but like it's hard to say, right? Because like schematically, like maybe you unlock something, maybe you use Micah Parsons differently, maybe you use Xavier McKinney or Edgerrin Cooper differently. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I thought the hire was solid. Dude who's coordinated good defenses before, been a head coach, you know, kind of like silo and run the defense.
Let's ask the question though.
All I want to say is it's going to be fireworks. Boo, boo. boo, boo.
Did you ride your bike here? Did you walk down to your basement to do the show? Does the defense regress next year? Yes or no, Moran, for Green
No.
Bay? Does it get better?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
2 reasons. Michael Parsons, no Rashawn Gary.
I believe it's Michael Parsons, according to my guy Jerry
Michael
Jones.
Parsons.
All right. We had some other coaching carousel stuff we wanted to discuss. So real quick, rapid fire. Here were some head coaching hires. Some we discussed briefly on our last episode. Some have happened in the past week. So the Ravens hired Jesse Minter. He was previously the defensive coordinator for the Chargers. The Giants got John Harbaugh, who was coaching the Ravens, Kevin Stefanski, the old Browns coach, to the Falcons. The Bills promoted their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. The Steelers hired Mike McCarthy, which we touched on. The Browns hired the old Ravens OC, Todd Monken. Bob Saleh, we talked about last week, to the Titans. Jeff Hafley, the former Packers DC, to the Dolphins. So just want to kind of get your guys' view on, was there any of these hires that you were like, oh, I like that, it surprised me,
Well,
I hated that?
let's just ask the question. Who's your favorite head coaching hire in this current state where we are right now?
Mine is Saleh or Stefanski, I would say. I probably would have said Stefanski no matter where he ended up. I just think he's a good coach, and the Browns did him a favor by firing him. And then I do think that Bob Saleh, I don't know, dude. I just don't know if you can be good with the Jets. And they got Brian Dable, who I always love as a play caller. So those are my 2 favorite, oh, I like that. That's nice. What about you guys?
Ron?
Mine is Jeff Hafley. I love that guy. Think he's going to be a great coach. And I hate Miami. Everyone knows that.
That's the thing. He's going into a organization that's kind of on fire, if not just covered in gas.
I just think he's that guy. Just everything about him. The way he talks, the way he presents himself. I love Jeff Hafley.
And I wish him the best too. And I actually wouldn't mind if Miami was good because they've never really been good for an extended period of time in my life.
Oh, they're not going to be good for a while.
I know.
They're
so
going
that's
to
my
have
thing.
to crawl through shit for at least 2 years.
Moran talks about when LaFleur came in and Jordan Love and redoing the whole roster or whatever. This is truly what that is for Hafley in Miami.
Right.
The whole roster is 45 years old. Tyreek is gone. You don't know what's happening at quarterback. Who knows what happens to Tua? Speaking of out of the league in 3 years, he's literally starting.
Who knows what happens to Tua, but you are paying him $1 bajillion.
100%. And it can be done. We've seen teams get in trouble with money. Shout out to the Broncos. And they get turned around very quickly with the right person. I hope it works. There's pieces there with Achane. He's amazing. Waddle's good. You have stuff you can build on.
They just got to have patience. If the Dolphins are trying to turn this thing around by next year.
But
Jeff
it feels
fail.
But we talked about it though. We literally just mentioned at the beginning of the show. There's a lot of people that don't believe in what the Patriots are doing. So why can't the Patriots fall next year and the Dolphins win the division? Well, Buffalo,
because they don't have any good players, Moran. That's my main.
That does hurt the team.
They have to figure out the quarterback position this year, and if they don't, it's going to be a long ride. Yeah, but I don't know why I feel like Malik Willis is going to end up on the Dolphins.
Oh, he really could end up on the Dolphins. I think that's a very likely spot for him.
That makes sense.
Or does he go to the Raiders and they trade their draft pick? Who knows?
And as much as I love Malik Willis, Moran, I'm not here to disparage Malik Willis, but he's not pulling a shit roster up with him.
Right.
He could make replace.
He's better than Jordan Love is what I heard. So he better.
He might be.
Well, that was your wife who said that, Moran.
No, it was my wife, my friends, my coworkers, my boss,
my priest, everybody.
A confession. But yeah, no, I think I like the Jeff Hafley hire too. I just think like
It's going to take time.
check back in 2 years,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
then
I
we'll
agree.
have an idea if it might be
But,
headed the
so,
right
but the
direction.
NFL is built for teams to turn around very, very quickly. Like, it doesn't take that
No,
long.
I don't agree.
And
I don't agree with that.
no, I do.
I
know.
do, but the Dolphins are in a
But
bad spot.
yeah, but it's also easy for teams that are good to fall off very quickly because money is such an issue. Like, this happens all the time. If we were sitting here 2 years ago and I said, hey, the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl, what do you think about that in 2026? You guys would have said I'm high.
Well, if you
Like, it
told
just
me they play,
happens.
if
I
you
think we
told
would
me
have
they
just
played
said,
the,
"Damn, Drake May must be awesome."
yeah,
It's
and
more.
if-
It's more
if-
than just
if
that.
you
And
told me
damn,
they
their schedule must suck.
yeah, but also if you told me they played our local high school teams for half the year, I'd be like, yeah,
Good. But Miami, you never know. Miami's not making the Super Bowl, you guys. I'm just making a point.
I don't think they
They
are.
don't even win a playoff game.
no, but I will say my second. Obviously, you guys didn't ask, but Bob Sala with Brian Dable is so huge.
Why is
I
it
love
Bob
that.
Sala?
hire.
Why do you guys keep saying his name like that?
I don't
Bob
know.
Sala.
It just seems hard. Like Bob Sala seems like a fucking hard dude. Fuck you up.
Yeah,
I like calling him
hey,
Bob Sala.
hey,
Robert's like your accountant.
literally, you're,
Bob is like a dude you could crush beers with. Fucking hang.
All right,
Get into a fist fight.
I see it. I see the
Not
vision.
with Bob Sala, to be clear, Mr. Sala. I'm not trying to fist fight you. I'm trying to fight some other guys alongside you.
All right, you put every coach in a fist fight in the NFL. Who wins?
Dan Campbell, he's so strong.
I have to ask the question. Like, it's not LaFleur. Let's just be real.
Yeah,
It's not Ben
I'm
Johnson.
still Dan Campbell here.
I will take.
Over Robert Sala.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Vrabel would beat the fuck out of Dan Campbell, and so would
No,
Robert
he
Saleh.
wouldn't.
Vrabel's a good
Vrabel's
good
tank,
counter.
but bro, Dan Campbell's traps alone are just man.
Dan
How do you
Campbell
beat
would probably Dan Campbell would probably be winning the fight for like 3/4 of it, and then
Also, don't
Let's go.
sleep on Jim Harbaugh.
Go, bro.
Jim Harbaugh is a crazy person.
Jim Harbaugh's not beating up Dan Campbell.
I'm
Jim-
just saying.
bro, Jim
Don't sleep on
Harbaugh
him.
will like enter the fight and probably like poison your drink or something. That's the kind of crazy he is.
Then
Whatever it takes.
Connor Stallions take the fall on his fake mustache.
Whatever it takes. This is a fight.
Um,
Ryan, what about you?
my favorite coaching hire is Jesse Minter to Baltimore. I feel like it's the perfect match because Baltimore has lost their defensive identity over these past 3 years. And who better to come in and fix it? He came in and fixed the Chargers defense. He was balling with Michigan before that. I think it's the perfect move. And you have
can
such talent on defense anyway. Yes, go ahead.
Can I say something about the Jesse
Yeah.
Minter thing? I feel like it's so lateral. I don't think
No,
it's
I
going to make
disagree.
them any better.
I disagree.
I
I think
think
it's
an
a
argument
young
could
name
be-
and he's going to come in and be there forever. I really do.
That's possible. I also think an argument could be made that the Ravens, who let Mike McDonald out the door 2 years ago, could be chasing Mike McDonald. And they very well could find him.
Maybe.
Jesse
But-
Minter.
But what they're not realizing is the reason they're not successful is the other side of the ball.
Okay. I mean, so that was my next thing. Like, I wonder what he's going to do with Lamar.
I'm just
But bro,
telling
Lamar's
you.
there. Lamar's not going anywhere. He's won
I agree.
MVPs. He's
I agree.
there. You've won if not multiple playoff games with him. I'm not even sure how many there have been. There's not that many.
But
But
not upgrading from Lamar.
yeah, you're really
No,
not.
you're not.
It's very similar to the Bills, and I think it's crazy that the Bills and Ravens both had this season and both fired their coaches at the same time because they're both so freaking similar in my eyes. With the superstar quarterback who just can't do it in the playoffs for some reason, they both let their coaches go, and I feel like both teams are actually going to go in opposite directions. I feel like the Ravens are going to become really good again somewhere down the line, and I feel like the Bills are actually going to fall apart pretty soon.
I don't think you fall apart when you have Josh Allen, but the Joe Brady hire was so like
I hated that hire.
uninspiring. Just like, so we did the same thing. We bashed our head against the wall 5 years in a row. What should we do? How about we just keep everyone, but hire the head guy? Like,
Right. Right.
I don't know, man. I don't think
I
that's really
think
going to
Actually
work.
terrible.
So I think promoting within, when a coach steps down and you promote within, it's like, okay, we never wanted to get rid of this coach. He was just done coaching. But like when you fire McDermott, you fired him. And his lead guy, you're like, oh, it's good we keep him. well, you should have just kept McDermott. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
So
yeah, there was like a tweet that was like, the Bills will be in great shape if they could convince Sean McDermott to be the defensive coordinator. He's a great culture fit. I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign. Fuck.
Can you imagine if they did that? Obviously, it would never happen, but how funny that would be.
Yeah. Can he get 2 salaries? He might think about it. Like, man, get some heat off me.
Or like
This
they
might
take
not
a
be
year
that bad.
off, and then their defense takes a shit this year, and they're like, hey, McDermott, want to be our DC
Didn't that-
next
or
year?
take a year off and go to a better head coaching opening.
Didn't that kind of happen with Vance Joseph in Denver? Was he the Denver head coach, or is he the
Yes, he was.
Arizona
No,
head coach?
No, he
Denver.
was Denver.
And he's their DC now, right? I mean,
But
there
it
was like
wasn't-
5 or 6
It wasn't.
years in
Yeah, it was a
between.
little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously like different coach, like
Yeah.
working under a dude who like was your boss. Like I remember a lot of Bucks fans last year were like, we'd rather keep Liam Cohen than just fire Todd Bowles. And they were right.
Mhm.
Like they should have done
100%.
that.
Oh my god,
And
the
they've,
Todd
done,
Bowles
they've
thing.
done that before. When was that? Who did they hire when they like promoted their OC? Who was that? You guys remember
Who?
that? The Bucks.
What's his name?
Not
the big-
Canales.
No.
Dirk Cutter, right?
No.
Didn't they fire? Wasn't Dirk Cutter their OC? Their head coach at the time was
The fat white guy.
I don't.
Arians?
Yeah.
No, because Arians went straight to. It was Arians to Bowles. So before that, but they like got rid of their head coach to keep their OC, and their OC just like wasn't good. The OC was Dirk Cutter. I don't know who the coach was though, off the top of my head.
That's tough. We gotta look it up.
The other one, like we talked about the McCarthy one a little bit, like
Oh,
Just
it
like-
was, from
and-
Lovie Smith to Dirk Cutter. You're right.
Lovie Smith.
Yes,
Shout
you're
out to
right.
Bears hero Lovie Smith. Love you, pal. Love
Best
you,
beard
Lovie.
I've ever freaking seen in my entire life. That thing is
Best
awesome.
beard. The reason the Bears have Caleb Williams is because of Lovie Smith. He's a hero.
Also, does anybody else think that the that the NFC South is just all dog shit teams with tempers?
Tempers?
Yeah, they're all just bad teams who are just angry. Shout out to TT for that one. But
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
No,
Just-
please.
I was talking to a coworker at work about the NFC South and how the Bucks held on to bowls and they really shouldn't have. And he's like, "Don't you think the NFC South is just all dog shit teams that have tempers?" And he wanted me to say it on the pod, so shout out to him.
Is there a punchline here? Because whoever TT is, you should probably stop
I
having
knew this was going to be the
conversations with
reaction. I told him.
Just keep workshopping it, TT. You're the man. You guys are on this. You know,
TT, why don't you
I
be
see-
gone?
miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Literally.
That's why I'm always.
Or
down
just
for
don't
shots.
take any shots at all and stay on
It
the
was my
bench.
fault. I'm taking blame for the delivery. That was my bad.
I don't
Sorry,
think there was
Tom.
anything to deliver.
Yeah,
DoorDash is closed. It's snowing outside. There's no deliveries.
that was tough. Really quick, I saw just an all-time tweet about the Mike McCarthy to the Steelers hire, and I don't remember who it was from, but it was just replacing Mike Tomlin with Mike McCarthy is like shitting your pants and
I've seen
then
that.
changing your shirt.
I've seen that.
Like that's just a 10 out of 10.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
that's just good comedy. So I wish Mike McCarthy the best. Like maybe
Oh.
that works out.
Speaking of
My
shitting
buddy
your pants.
Brian, who's a Steelers fan, wasn't thrilled.
Sorry, Matt. Speaking of shitting your pants.
Can I say one thing real quick, Ryan, before I forget?
Yes, go ahead.
Obviously, I'm a diehard Packers fan. My brother's been my brother for my whole life. My older brother, he's a diehard Steelers fan. He hates Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, he does.
He used to call him Miss Piggy. So the irony of this all is so funny. I texted him when they hired him. He's like, I don't like the hire. And I like just pictured it in his like deep voice. And then he didn't
Real
say
talk.
anything else.
Real talk though, if Mike McCarthy would have showed up to that press conference and had been on Ozempic for a year, I'd be like, I'm kind of in on skinny Mike McCarthy.
He got
I'd be
bigger.
in.
He got bigger.
Well, he's got that guaranteed money, and you
I was
know,
going to say, he's got more
Time
money
to
than
leave.
any of us will ever see. He does
Literally.
not care. No, I was going to say, speaking of shitting your pants, the Cleveland Browns are the dumbest organization, and they continue to be the dumbest organization. You have, okay, let me just get this straight. You have Jim Schwartz there. He's been balling for you as a DC forever. You interview him. You know he knows your organization inside and out. You know he's your guy. You could do a complete 180. You say, hey, Todd Monken, you're 59 years old. We want you to be the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Jim, thanks, but no thanks. And then Jim, all credit to the guy, turns around and says, fuck this place. I'm leaving anyway because you guys don't value me whatsoever. I thought that was just bullshit what they did to him. And I like Jim Schwartz. I mean, obviously, former Lions head coach. I have a soft spot for the guy. I think he was completely mistreated by what happened.
Real talk, I kind of like the Todd Monken hire.
Oh, man.
I know people are giving it shit. I know it's easy to shit on it. The process is terrible. I agree with you. The process is so bad. But I like Todd Monken. The Browns were going to like settle on someone, right? Because people just kept withdrawing from the Browns head coaching job. I had to withdraw. That's how bad it got. Todd Monken, he's got some cool ideas. He's 59, so he doesn't really give a fuck. He might get fired after 1 year. But maybe it works.
Matt, this totally just feels like something that the Browns fans are going to look back on in 3 years and say, man, we really let Stefanski and Schwartz walk for Todd Monken.
Hold on.
It just feels like that.
With Stefanski, with Stefanski, they had to move on. So that's without a question.
I think they did Stefanski a favor, and Matt said that earlier. And I completely agree. We're not going to handcuff you to this job that sucks. You're good enough to leave.
Cleveland's defense has been good for how long?
A few years.
With Schwartz.
I want to say 3 years now.
Yeah, probably 3 years.
How many head coaching jobs has he had?
I don't know. None.
So
in that time,
teams like aren't looking to hire experienced defensive play callers.
He went 0-16, guys, didn't he?
Bro, first of all, Rod Marinelli went 0-16. First of all, he came in after.
Whatever.
And secondly, he was still dealing with Matt Millen's triumphant run he had in Detroit and recovering from that. Schwartz is a good coach, bro.
Ryan, the point is, there's been a lot of good teams that have lost their coaches in the last 3 years that are smart organizations, and they're not the Browns, that haven't hired Jim Schwartz. So there's obviously a reason he's not being hired.
Why do you think that is?
Because he's not a good head coach.
Moran, players love him. He's done well as DC. What's not to like? I don't understand. Yeah, you had a bad run in Detroit.
Ryan,
little bit bad. It wasn't terrible.
Just because you're a good DC does not mean you're a head coach.
All right, bro.
I think they're going to regret the move.
If I was a Browns fan, I would be more excited about the Browns hiring Todd Monken as the head coach than I would be about them hiring Jim Schwartz.
Exactly. You know why? Because them hiring Jim Schwartz would have been the status quo, and they do that all the time.
Yeah, it just feels like and honestly, for the Browns, like the Browns are the same, like, oh, let's get an adult, let's do the whole thing. They've been that for 20 years somehow. But like, I don't know. What if Todd Monken's got like a bunch of sweet ass ideas, and he has Myles Garrett, and he could hire, it's easier to find a good DC than a good OC, I think.
And they're in quarterback hell. He has to fix that room. Like, that's a big deal.
Honestly, I know it sounds like I was shitting on Monken. That's not what I was trying to do. I don't think Todd Monken's like a bad coach or a bad hire even. I just think they did a complete disservice to Jim Schwartz, and like the business aspect of this all really bothers me.
He's not owed anything.
I disagree. I think he is owed something.
I don't think he's owed the head coaching job.
I don't think he's owed the job. I think you did him dirty. I think he's above doing dirty.
But you said they did him dirty. All they did was not hire him. They told him they wanted to keep him around. They asked for his input.
I think that it was like a given that he was going to be the head coach, and they did a complete 180 last second and changed their mind. And that's why he got so upset.
That's why, as a Browns fan, I would be happy.
They interviewed a candidate that they thought was better, and they hired him.
Okay,
that's good.
All right, bro. He
might not work.
I think he was that upset because they did him dirty, and that's what it feels like. This
or
whole
he's
thing
that
reeks
upset
to
because
me.
he knows he's not head coach quality, and he thought this was his way in because the Browns would fuck up and hire him.
I think the Cardinals would hire Jim Schwartz tomorrow.
Well, he's available.
I think like Jim Schwartz has every right to be upset, and the Browns have every right to be like, yeah, man, sorry, we'd like love to keep you around, but we thought this was a better move for us.
But there's got to be a reason he hasn't been hired for 3 years.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, retreads on that side of the ball, like, they don't really happen that much.
Also, Lions retreads never happen, so thank the Lions for that.
If Dan Campbell ever walks, it will, believe me. But we're never going to let that guy go. So
Get a job
Perfect,
at
thank you.
ESPN.
you're welcome.
All right. I don't want to do this for too long. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes on my phone. Not really, but I'm only going to do this for 5 minutes. I did not want to bring up on this podcast that Bill Belichick did not make it into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot because I thought it was so stupid that it didn't really even need to be discussed. It's clearly wrong. He's the best coach of all time. And what is the point of having a Hall of Fame if the best coach of all time is not in it? Similar to my Barry Bonds argument for baseball. Like, the Baseball Hall of Fame is cool. I went to it. It's a museum. The best player who ever played isn't in it.
Agreed.
So it doesn't fucking matter.
Do you know
And
what?
as of now,
Do you know what they share in common?
what are they sharing in common, Mara?
Ryan, what do they share in common?
Barry Bonds and Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
That they cheated?
Thank you. That's all it is.
That's all it is, yeah. That really is all it is.
So that's what you say. But
It's not what I say. It is. It's a fact.
so what are we talking about? What's the cheating? Spygate?
Deflategate.
Deflating some footballs?
It doesn't
it
matter.
was a
Matt,
big
it doesn't
deal.
matter. Like, you can't just say deflating some football. Why did they do it?
It wasn't a big deal to you.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it doesn't matter.
To,
You
to
know
most fans, it
And
wasn't, to be
Spygate,
fair.
everyone was trying to steal
Don't do
signals.
that.
Everyone was
Don't
doing
do
that.
that. Don't do that.
Everyone.
But somehow they're the only ones who got called out
Hold
on
on.
it.
Let me just say one
So you
thing.
guys don't think Bill Belichick's a Hall of Famer?
Hold on. Let me just say one
I never
thing.
said that.
And I'm going
It's
to
about,
shut.
Well, that's my
no,
question.
hang on, hang on. It's not about Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame. We know he's going to make the Hall of Fame. The
He
big
didn't
deal
make
is
it.
him not being first ballot. That's all that was confirmed over the week.
Can I ask one thing, Matt?
Yeah.
If Bill Belichick was the Packers coach, would you still be saying all this?
If Bill Belichick had 7 Super Bowls, 6 Super Bowls with
for
the
Green Bay
Packers?
Packers, and he cheated for 3 of them.
That's
Be
a fair
real.
question because it's the Packers. I'd probably be pushing back a little.
Okay.
But that would be my Packers bias, which
Okay.
I don't think would be fair.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, it bothers me when people are like, oh, well, everyone's doing it. Bro, not everyone's doing it. It's like saying, like, I hate when that everyone's doing an argument because not everyone
Well,
got caught.
But Moran, you brought up Barry Bonds, and literally everyone in baseball was
okay.
running up at that point,
I
besides
was-
like Ken Griffey Jr., who's the
I was-
perfect human.
I was going to get to that point with
Okay.
Barry
A lot of
Bonds.
injuries late in his career.
I know.
Ryan.
I know.
You know,
With Barry
Yeah.
could have
Bonds,
been a steroid
with
guy.
Barry
Maybe.
Bonds, I feel a lot worse for Barry Bonds not making it because he's never going to make the Hall of Fame, it seems like. And like you said, everyone was taking steroids and he was just better than everyone. That's completely different. Not everyone was cheating in football.
But Barry Bonds is such a big deal because he's your home run leader career
Yeah, but
of
Barry
all
Bonds was a Hall
time.
of Famer before he did that.
But all the faces of the 90s aren't in, right? Like McGuire, Sosa, Bonds.
All right, this is cutting into my 5 minutes. This is not.
But no,
we'll talk about
but
Barry
it goes
Bonds
with
in
it.
the offseason.
But you know what? Bill Belichick doesn't remind me of Barry Bonds. He reminds me of Pete Rose. Pete Rose is one of the best pure hitters of all time, and he died not making it to the Hall of Fame. And he was gambling, so that's a little bit different. I understand, but it
A
comes
lot
back to
different.
this.
completely.
Hang on.
That's the
No,
stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
don't misconstrue my point. It comes back to the sanctity of the game, and that's all the NFL cares about. They blackballed Colin Kaepernick from the entire league for something as small as taking a knee. This league does not care when
This
it
is
comes
America,
to this shit.
Ryan.
It
Just
is.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whatever. But
It is America.
I'm not here nor there on that. But like, I'm just talking about the sanctity of the league. And when you do things like this, like Spygate, people remember and they hold it against you. And if people didn't like Bill Belichick anyway, because he's probably kind of a dick, let's be real. And he's gotten
That's
weird
what
these
the
past
issue
few
is.
years.
Bill Belichick was a dick.
That's
Bill
it.
Polian was jealous he could never
You know-
beat Bill Belichick.
Correct.
So
You know
Bill
what I-
Polian kept him out of the Hall of Fame.
You
It's
know
a
what I
long
hate
game.
about the NFL? Like the biggest thing I hate about the NFL is when Spygate came down, what were the suspensions like? Remind me. Was it 4 games for Brady, and how many did Bill Belichick miss anything?
We got to look that up. I don't remember.
Didn't somebody get suspended for a whole season? No, that was Sean Payton.
No.
That was Bounty Gate.
Yeah. But I don't think Belichick missed any games, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, you're right. Tom
I
Brady
don't
had 4
think so.
games. The Pats were fined like $1 million.
That was from Deflategate, though. Was that from Spygate?
No, that's Spygate. I don't think Belichick missed games.
Okay, so that's my problem that I have with this is the NFL picks and chooses when they want to protect the sanctity of the game, as Ryan
I
said.
agree with Moran
Like,
100%.
Well, no shit. Just like they pick and choose player safety.
But that's the thing, though. Like with the NFL,
Yes.
that's what's frustrating people is, okay, you don't want to make him a first ballot Hall of Famer because he cheated the game. Okay, that's fine. But when he actually cheated the game, why didn't you punish him? That's the confusing part about this. Well, he was still a head coach in the NFL. So,
bro, it's the same league that speaks out for human rights and all this shit when some guy beats his girlfriend and is scoring touchdowns the next week. Like, it's bullshit. Like, Tyreek Hill was on top of the world and he gets in trouble like every offseason. Like, they don't do anything about
We're
these
veering off
players.
on the point a little bit here, boys.
So just real quick, I agree with him not being first ballot. And I know people are going to rip on me. I'm sure I'm going to get torn up on YouTube. Don't give a fuck what any of you think, so
Yeah,
please
comment on
bring it.
YouTube, by the way.
But
Subscribe.
I agree with him not being a first ballot. But real quick, before you guys call me a hater, if he's not a first ballot, neither is Tom Brady. I'm ending it there.
It's hard to see Tom Brady not getting in on the first ballot.
But that's my point. That's why the NFL's a joke.
He's
going to
get on the first ballot.
NFL
I mean, that's the thing, though. That's like Bill Belichick was a dick to the media for 20 years. If he wasn't a dick to the media, everyone would have voted for him. Everyone in the media loves Tom Brady. He'll get in. So that's stupid, but sometimes you got to play the game.
How about
time to play the game?
How about if I'm Bill Belichick, if they correct their mistake this year and tell them that we revoted and you're in, I wouldn't go. That's me.
We will revisit this conversation when Peyton gets snubbed and Bountygate becomes a topic of conversation. That will be very interesting.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Royal Rumble Saturday. Who you guys got?
Give me someone, Moran. Roman Reigns.
What about
Seth Rollins?
Ew.
Rollins versus Punk, Rollins versus Drew, Rollins versus Cody. Those all make sense.
My men's Royal Rumble winner is Gunther. And then
is he going to lose to AJ and then beat Gunther?
I think so.
I think AJ might be done, man. I don't know. I'm sad.
Yeah, and then my women's Royal Rumble winner is a returning Bianca Belair.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
Also,
so the Royal Rumble, live from Riyadh. Oh, forgot to wish the audience a happy Riyadh season. So happy Riyadh season to everyone out there. But yes, Royal Rumble Saturday, 2 p.m. So, I don't love that. I don't love that for the Rumble. I love afternoon wrestling.
I'm going to be in a movie theater with a bunch of unshowered men. It's going to be a great time.
God, that does sound good.
Hopefully it's not too dark in there.
Tell me the details on that. I might be in.
Brian goes to those different kinds of theaters, apparently.
Yeah, it's a bathhouse. No biggie. No biggie. But yes, as always, thanks everyone for listening. We'll call it there at Honolulu Cheese Podcast on TikTok and Instagram, at Honolulu Cheese on X, Honolulu Cheese Podcast on YouTube. Like, subscribe. We'd love to see it. Let us know what you think. Is Bill Belichick a Hall of Famer? You could either say yes or no, my brain is injured like Moran's, and we'll go from there.
First ballot Hall of Famer. Stop changing it.
Never mind. Nobody's here for details. Ryan, take us home.
All right. Fuck ice, by the way. And as always, may your Kool-Aid stay blue.
Your head stay cheesy. Fuck ice ×2.
Duh, Bears. Love you, Mom. If she was here, she'd want me to say fuck ice. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.